Well, this is a slightly different video than I'd normally do, but given that Christmas is approaching, I decided I want to rank all of the SML Christmas specials we've ever gotten. So we'll just go from the worst specials to the best. However, I'm going to have to add a rule here. Since in recent years in particular, Logan has put more focus on videos somewhat pertaining to Christmas each year, just having it be a general theme throughout December, I'm going to limit this to one Christmas video per year, namely the one taking place closest to Christmas itself. So that means videos like Jeffy the Elf, Brooklyn Guy's Early Christmas, and so on are off the list. Logan used to only do 1 or 2 Christmas related videos per year, but since he's been doing more recently, I don't want to clog up the list with all of the sort of but also not really Christmas videos. And finally, this is being released before the 2024 Christmas special, so if you're watching this afterwards, don't be surprised when it isn't on the list. So with that out of the way, welcome one and all to the top 10 SML Christmas specials. Before we begin, of course, let's discuss some of the specials that didn't quite make the list. For our first, honorable mention might be a bit of a stretch, we have The Grinch from 2023. Honestly, I could probably just copy and paste what I said from the December 2023 batch review for this video. It's just annoying, the Grinch barely shows up, many of the characters are just obnoxious to watch, and the video just goes on with a whole lot of not much happening. I don't think it's necessarily the worst SML Christmas special we've ever gotten. Oh wait a second, yes I do, because it's the weakest video here. Most of it was just boring, and the parts that weren't boring were generally just annoying. I think I'm quite fittingly a Grinch for this video. This next video is Jeffy's Santa Freakout from 2022. So who here wants a modern SML video with a bunch of talking, and then later on a bunch of yelling? Because if you wanted just an all-around annoying video, then congratulations, here's this video. This video involves Jeffy finding out that Santa isn't real, followed by him being really annoying about it for the bulk of the video. There's Jeffy yelling and being annoying, there's Rose yelling and being annoying, not to mention taking Jeffy's side on literally everything. The Nintendo animation was admittedly actually pretty funny, so that's something in this video's favor. The portion with the Tooth Fairy and later on Santa was also somewhat decent, but the biggest problem with this video is the other, well, most of it honestly. Seriously, it's not awful, but it's not very good either. And up next we have Brooklyn Guy's Christmas Problem from 2021. So the issue with this video is that it's a typical modern SML video, featuring Jonathan, so that also means he has to make all of his jokes, so that's annoying. There's also this argument between him and Brooklyn Guy where Brooklyn Guy insists that Santa isn't real, even though he's seen Santa before. Then there's the segment where Brooklyn Guy talks a bunch, such as to Penelope, who isn't even listening. Jonathan also sneaks back into this video because of course he does. In fact, I'd say that Jonathan is the most annoying character in this video, with most of the rest of the video just being okay at best. I think that this scene where Penelope believes that Santa is real and Jonathan's hijinks actually help is a decent scene, but that's actually about it. Overall, this video really just wasn't all that good. Okay, if you haven't noticed by now, these honorable mentions aren't very honorable, but rather these videos have to be put in somewhere. For the final video before we get to the main list, we have, an actually okay one. That being Christmas 2007. Christmas 2007 from, well, 2007 was the very first SML Christmas special, sort of. The only thing that really happens in this video is of course Logan talking about what he got for Christmas using the Wing Mario plush. Which just reminds me how far back this video is from. The video is only a couple of minutes long, and while not the greatest video ever, I also can't be too upset at it, what with it being the first ever SML Christmas special and all. Honestly, I think this is the best of these videos that didn't quite make the list, mainly because the others were kind of annoying and boring, while this one at least has an excuse to be boring and is over quick. Though some might say this shouldn't even count on the list, but too bad, it's here anyway. Now then, with that out of the way, let's get to the list proper. At number 10, we have Christmas Specials / What I Got. Well, this is technically a Christmas video from SML, this one being from all the way back in 2008. This reminds me that we had horrifying Woody for a while there. I still don't get why he looks like that, come to think of it. I'll admit that some of Woody's lines in here were pretty funny. It's also rather jarring anymore to see characters like Kung Pao or Mr. Pig. Wow, how long has it been? Shrek being Santa was actually pretty funny if I'm going to be honest, in part because all he did for what people wanted was give them random things and just told them to figure it out. Also, I forgot about Kung Pao's dance at the end, so it actually surprised me and made me laugh upon rewatching, likely in part because of the music. Despite how long ago this video is from, it was actually decent, to a point of making me laugh a few times. I know that the bulk of this video was just characters going up to see Santa Shrek and saying what they want, but you know what? The character interactions were actually pretty good. My only real gripe is that it was a bit slow at times, but it was a 2008 SML video, so that sort of comes with the territory. And for number 9, we have Bowser's Christmas Problem. And now we have this video from 2013. So to start, I thought Bowser was pretty decent in this video, and Bowser saying the Queen of England isn't real has somehow gotten funnier, and also reminds me of that one Megamind meme. And you know what? While Junior was somewhat annoying, it wasn't too terrible since it wasn't for too long, and mainly revolved around the fact that Bowser had told Junior that Santa wasn't real. While I still think this is an okay video, the main problem is that the bulk of it is just Junior talking to who he believes is Santa. I will say though that the jokes that did land in this video were quite funny. I generally don't think that this is a bad video or anything, and I could understand people finding it to be a simple and comfortable SML Christmas special, but honestly, I will say that I think there have been better Christmas specials from SML. And number 8 is Jeffy's Christmas Gift from 2020. Alright, this video. Yeah, this was one of those Super D videos, and okay, honestly I think for a while there Super D was Chris's weakest character, since personally I found him rather annoying. It was a Christmas special where Jeffy wanted a Turbo Man toy, but Mario kept saying he got it when he actually hadn't. Oh yeah, and then Goodman takes the last one because he's just like that. As for the rest of this video though, actually I thought it was okay. In fact, even Super D, despite being one of Chris's weaker characters, was still somewhat funny during the portions where you could tell he literally didn't care what was going on. Also, him getting hit once and just falling over was actually quite funny. The scene with God was decent, although I think it and a couple other scenes went on a bit longer than they needed to. The ending to this video was actually pretty good and nice in general. You know, come to think of it, this whole video was pretty decent. I didn't remember a ton about this video, so I thought it wouldn't be very good, but upon rewatching it, while I don't think it's the most incredible thing ever, it's an alright SML Christmas special. Well, number 7 is actually a video that surprised me upon watching it again, that being 2018's How Black Yoshi Stole Christmas. So 2018's Christmas special was a Black Yoshi video. A modern Black Yoshi video. So I didn't remember this video being very good, but upon rewatching it, it actually wasn't as bad as I remember it being. Keep in mind that most of the issues with modern Black Yoshi are here for this video. I've said it before, but I'll say it again, I think Black Yoshi the Assistant was the last good Black Yoshi video ever. That's not to say that this video was all bad, and I'd in fact argue that the scenes without Black Yoshi were pretty decent, especially like this scene with Tito as Santa. Also, Tito eats Chef Boyardee like Filthy Frank does. Look, I haven't made a Filthy Frank reference in a while, okay? I'll say that this video did have some creative moments, such as the Santa Claus. Get it? Seeing the apartment just randomly show up in this video was also jarring. Not badly so, however, since it was actually neat to see the apartment again. The video as a whole was generally decent enough, with the exception of scenes where Black Yoshi does modern Black Yoshi things. I thought that a couple scenes with Black Yoshi were even okay enough, especially given how he was finally made to actually help. Sort of. Not the greatest SML Christmas special ever, but certainly not the worst. At At number 6 is Bowser Jr. Meets Santa Claus. And this video is from 2014, and another Old House video. Wow, it's been a long time since the Old House, huh? So in this video, Junior meets Santa Claus. Yeah, that's the premise of the video, though that doesn't exactly happen until the second half. You would think this would be a bad thing, but actually not really. This video was pretty decent. I know it sort of acts like a Bowser Jr. Goes To video, but between some of the jokes we get in the beginning portion of the video, and the fact that Junior isn't really all that annoying here, it's actually not too terrible. I'll add that I like the portion where Chef Pee Pee also meets Santa Claus, even if it's just to ask for a new job. While I'd normally be annoyed about Junior demanding things from Chef Pee Pee towards the end of the video, Chef Pee Pee did sort of make that promise towards Santa. Honestly, this video was decent enough. Perhaps not the greatest or most inspired Christmas video ever, but not bad, and sort of a comfortable Christmas special, though that might just be the Old House effect. At number 5, we have Jeffy's Bad Christmas from back in 2017. Huh. I actually don't think I remember this video. I wonder why. Oh right, this was back during peak Jeffy era, huh? Which also means that we got the height of annoying Jeffy. That's one of the few things I can say has improved in recent years, that Jeffy isn't as consistently annoying as he once was, even if there are still plenty of times where he can be, even now. I can say that I liked Cody's song, and I thought the Santa portal device that Cody had was neat. And oh, would you look at that, some decent effects too. I thought the scenes with Tito as Santa were decent, and the recovery on Junior's joke about Brooklyn Guy's ex-wife was pretty good. And finally, while I don't normally talk about the SML question, I'll say that this was the most creative SML question screen we've had, well, probably ever, come to think of it. The first half of this video was just okay, although I did like the scene with Brooklyn Guy because it was actually pretty funny. And the plot of Jeffy actually getting to see Tito's Santa kicked in, this video actually picked up in quality. In fact, I'll also say that quite a few of the jokes in this video landed. Honestly, I thought this video was pretty good upon watching it again. Maybe not the greatest SML Christmas special ever, but still pretty decent. And number 4 is 2015's, well, it's a bit complicated actually, but you'll understand in a moment. So for 2015, we have the Christmas Special. No, literally, that's what the title is called for this video. And, honestly, I'm sort of mixed on this video. It's a rather long video, and while things certainly did happen, I think the video could have easily been a few minutes shorter and not have much lost. There were also the sections with Junior being annoying, because this was the Junior era after all. Those were the two big issues actually, though there was certainly some good in here. I thought the scene at Toys R Us was interesting, and speaking of which, this video has this puppet, which almost looks like a sort of proto-Jeffy when you think about it. There was this portion as well where Mario gets wrecked and no-scoped. Wow, that's from a while ago. I don't think this video was awful, but it honestly wasn't the most interesting thing ever, and it just went on a bit too long with not enough jokes to carry it through. I will say, however, that I like this version of Rosalina a bit more, remembering that she was more space woman that doesn't get certain things, instead of annoying, like she was during the Jeffy era and beyond. Now this is where I'd move on to another year's Christmas video, but there's actually another video I want to discuss, which means I'm going to sort of break the rule I made at the beginning. You'll understand why in a moment, because we also have Bowser Jr.'s Christmas Eve. Now, why discuss this video at all? It's not even the Christmas video. Well, that's the thing though, as while the Christmas special is labeled just that, Bowser Jr.'s Christmas Eve was technically closer to Christmas, being uploaded on Christmas Eve, while the Christmas special wasn't until the 27th. I honestly found this video much funnier and more unique than the Christmas special, such as how this video had Brooklyn Guy, Simmons, and Karen. For some reason, Bowser screaming that he's lactose intolerant was also pretty funny. Much of this video was them trying not to get caught stealing Junior's presents, until of course Simmons and Karen keep ruining things by talking about the car and just not quite getting the point of the job. Oh right, and then the real Santa shows up, and even though he doesn't have much to say here, this was a really nice and actually sort of funny twist. So honestly, this video was really good, to a point where I think it supplants the Christmas special entirely, and also technically did take place closer to Christmas. If I had to separate these two videos, I think that while the Christmas special would make it onto the list, it would be rather low, somewhere around 9th or 10th place. And this number 4 spot is really for Bowser Jr.'s Christmas Eve. For number 3, we got 2016's Happy Merry Christmas. Okay, so a quick question about this video's title. Why is it called that? Merry Christmas, I understand, but Happy Merry Christmas? Something I've been meaning to mention throughout these Christmas videos is just how many times the role of Santa seems to change. Sometimes it's this guy, who is supposedly Logan's stepdad, I think. Other times it's Tito. I know that at least once it was Chris. It's just really odd having whoever plays Santa change so often. I personally prefer this Santa the best, since I feel like other versions of Santa have a tendency to overplay or otherwise over-exaggerate the Santa role a bit too much, while he plays a great Santa that can do a decent enough job at acting like a sort of Santa who isn't exactly in on all of the normal craziness of the SML universe in general. But right, as for the video, it was pretty decent. I thought the scenes with Jeffy were the weakest parts, though he wasn't super annoying in this one either. The rest of the video was actually pretty good, even if it was just a basic video of characters experiencing Christmas, since it had decent pacing and was rather funny. It's a nice and comfortable enough video, with my only real complaint towards it, aside from Jeffy at the very beginning, was that it still felt a bit basic. Though I preferred just a basic Christmas video to an outright bad one. Also, for some reason, there were hardly any interactions between each set of characters, such as Junior and Joseph literally having zero interaction with characters like Mario or Rosalina. I feel like that's some missed potential, but overall though, this is a decent video. For second place, we have How Black Yoshi Saved Christmas, from all the way back in 2010 during the classic era. Now this is quite a short video, with the main portion of it being just over 2 minutes long. And while maybe it's just me, I personally still really liked this video. It's short and to the point, it's actually kind of funny, it's pretty obviously a Grinch parody, and the effects were decent. Also, we get wished a Merry Christmas by Woody and Black Yoshi. Honestly, I don't think you can really go wrong with this video. It's a classic, it's a creative enough video, in fact sort of acting almost like a proto-South Pole Santa, and even if you don't think it's all that good, at least it's short. Speaking of the South Pole Santa, and finally, for the absolute best SML Christmas special, we get none other than the South Pole Santa. I mean, come on, you guys knew this video had to be on the list somewhere. Okay, now I remember this video, and it's still such a good Christmas special. It's a funny video, it was creative, and would quickly get to the point of the video, which can't be said for a lot of SML videos anymore. A lot of this video was them doing various activities until the South Pole Santa arrives, and then a way has to be found to stop him. I thought that the various activities Junior, Joseph, and Cody did were also interesting and entertaining enough, and also I remembered that this scene with Joseph getting burned by boiling water also made it so that the boiling water was poured onto Lavelle's hand as well, so that seems pretty painful. Oh, and also I guess Joseph accidentally got his Christmas wish. I think all the scenes with Lavelle as a South Pole Santa were also quite well done, and come to think of it, so is most of this video. It wasn't filler heavy, got directly into the video, the jokes were funny, and I'm not sure I really have any gripes with this video, aside from it being one of those videos where I wish there was more of it. It feels like a merger of the nice videos from the Junior era, along with some of the decent qualities from the Jeffy era. I think the one area where some might argue that this video falls flat is the lack of the sweeter ending that we get in some of the other Christmas specials. And I mean, I suppose that could be considered a bit true, but I really just think that this video is the best as an all-around video due to just how well done and creative it is. Oh right, also Poopy Claus was a nice twist for the ending. Honestly, having rewatched this and all the other videos on this list, I can say that this is the best SML Christmas special, at least in my opinion. But what about you guys? Did you think my ranking of the videos was accurate? Or were there videos you think should have been placed differently? Let me know what you think. Well, that's all for now. Thank y'all for watching, and have a Merry Christmas.